Turn the mic on. Truth in the building. No filters. No politics. No apologies. Dr. Ken, let's go. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fade. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Came from the bottom when survival was a law. Learn real quick what respect really costs. Everybody got opinions from afar, but they ain't never had to carry those scars. Built from pressure, discipline, pain. Some lose focus, some lose aim. Some sell souls just to chase that fame. I build my brick by brick, no shame. See the world get weak when it need a moment. Too many followers pretending they friends. Too many loudmouths scared to defend any real conviction when the pressure set in. But I stand on business, stand on code, stand on truth when the lies explode. Some fold up when the road gets cold. Some become legends when the story gets told. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground breaks. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken is on.
Truth don't sleep.
Frank. Candid.
Straight to the point.
If nobody else gon' say it, I will. Yeah. Mic check, truth coming live again. Built for the storm, I don't hide from when. Everybody tough when the lights are bright. Different story when it's dark outside at 10. I done seen pride make kings collapse. Seen weak minds get trapped in traps. Seen good people never fight back. Seen fake leaders disappear too fast. So I speak for the workers, speak for the tired, speak for the people still trying to climb higher. Speak for the ones still building through fire, trying to lead this world better than prior. And if the truth hurt, let it hurt a little. Growth don't happen staying safe in the middle. Either build your life or become a riddle. Either move the crowd or get played like fiddle. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, candid.
Straight to the point, to the point.
Good evening and happy Monday. This is Dr. Ken for Dr. Ken's Truth. I am your host and you are the guest, and welcome, and thanks for being here. How things going? Everything going good? It's great. Weather's a little cool for me, a little chilly, but I'm hanging in there because it's not 150 million degrees, so I'm not burning up. So everything's fine. Let me hit the YouTube chat. By the way, if you want to support the show, drkenswag.us, and you can check it out. And I got hats and cups and shirts and all kind of stuff, and you got it. So thank you. And for those of you that have supported it, thank you very much. Of course, when you go to YouTube, make sure you follow me, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And then when I'm on at 4:00 Monday through Thursday, boom, you will have me. Who's up in here? Todd, what's going on, Todd? Todd hit it a little early today because he was the hall monitor assistant / sergeant at arms. So I guess he's back in this sergeant at arms position because it looked like Kawanda is back. So good being back. Let me see. Kawanda said, "Good evening, Dr. Ken and Study Hall. Todd, thanks for holding it down. Bestie, Lucretia." Of course, she was going to mention Lucretia. It's just, I'm surprised she mentioned Ty first. But anyway, keep us uplifted in prayers. Absolutely, we will. She says, good to be missed. Yeah. Yes, it is. Todd said, Quanda, he was cool. Didn't get too out of hand. It's nice having you back. I hope you're as well can be. I know he will correct my grammar with two. Huh? Anyway, Quanda said, Todd, I'm hanging in there. Thanks for asking. I'm still in denial and disbelief. Took his clothes to the funeral home today, and it was rough for my mom, but we hanging in there. It's well, I always explain it to younger people. It's something that happens one time in your life, and that particular thing, your brother passing away, your mother passing away, your sister, your uncle, your grandparents, your parents, it only happens one time. How do you prepare yourself for something that's only going to happen one time? You've never experienced it, and after you experience it, it'll never happen again. With that particular person, it'll never hit you that way again. And I think it's great that God made us with such resiliency and the ability to bounce back and recognize that we still are in his capable hands and that all will be forgiven. That old saying that I used to hear that I always thought was silly until I got older, time is an incredible healer. And so we're thinking about you, Kawanda, and we're gonna get back to harassing you now. So don't feel like you didn't got out from under the radar. You know, we still gonna be harassing you, but we don't bother people we don't like, that we don't love. So where's Sincere? I ain't seeing him. What's going on? He driving or something? Todd said, I'm sure words can't describe it. He's been on time except one day, an hour late. Blame it on tech difficulties. Always someone or else's fault. And then he laughs. Well, I was in a position where I actually have a job. So sometimes my job is going to cut into what I do here on Dr. Ken's Truth. So just so you understand that, Todd, just so you understand that's just one of those things that happen. We all make sacrifices, and I'm here making sacrifices. All right, let me continue. Babar says, Sandra called into Homer's show today. Not sure if you've spoken to her. No, I haven't. I have not spoken to her. I got to figure out a way how to get in touch with her. My email is drkenstruth@gmail.com. So if somebody sees her, talks to her, tell Homer to tell her to email me, drkenstruth@gmail.com. Email me so we can connect, because I know she does email when she's on the internet. So Babar said, guess I'll take me a nap. I can't wait another minute. You are so weak, Babar. Oh my goodness. And I'm about to do the Babar weather. What's going on? No, I'm just kidding. Babar said, RN Quanda, much love. Then of course Quanda started dancing, cue the music. Hey, what's up, Kathleen? How's it going? Hey, Lucretia. Lucretia said, of course she was, Dr. Ken. And then they did the bestie thing that they always do. And it's like the rest of us aren't here. Quanda said, and I wrote his obituary and we'll be reading it because this little brother was my baby before having my own son. So I'm the perfect person to send my brother off the way he wanted. Quanda said, thanks, bestie Lucretia. Quanda said, thanks, bestie Lucretia. So I have my own thoughts about it, and probably because I've had death happen in my family so many times. When I was a kid, by the time I became a teenager and an adult, it really didn't have the impact and the effect on me that someone whose loved one passed away and they were devastated. Because I understood that death was as much as a part of life as a child being born, knowing that one day that child's going to pass away. And so for me, by the time I got in law enforcement and watched people, die in some really strange ways, in some ways that probably didn't need to happen, but happened because of decision they made. I'll get that right. Decisions they made. I had to be sure and understand that there's some things in life you have to do that can seriously mitigate you dying early. Now, when it's sickness, when it's something physical, there's really not a lot you can do. You can fight it, you can do it, But we also have to be cognizant of when things happen to people, we need to take a step back and figure out what happened, why it happened, and what can I do to make sure it doesn't happen to me or someone else. And so while we're in our grief, as I was, and while we're looking at it, we need to take a step back and go, what can I do different? Just one thing. What can I do different right now, today, to make it easier on the people around me? And so we're thinking about Shaquanda, and we're, you're always on our thoughts and prayers. And just because you came back don't mean we're not going to, harass you. So I'm just saying. Hey, what's up, Jasmine Gooden? Where you been? Jasmine Jazz West been like, taking your place, and you ain't been visiting us. So, I feel some kind of way about it. I feel some kind of way. But we're just having a great day today. It's a wonderful day. It's it's just a blessing to be here, to be alive, to be well. Quanda just said to shout out to Anita for praying, laughing, and crying with me. And she told me a story that was so much of an eye-opener, and I appreciate you, Queen. Okay, we don't use king and queen. Ain't none of y'all kings and queens, so quit that. Kings and queens. Stop. Anyway. I did learn something new over the weekend. I was traveling. Learned something new. Talking to different people in different states about politics and all that stuff. What I did learn is a lot of us don't know a lot. We read, study, ask questions, examine evidence, listen to people you disagree with. We can learn, but there's another level. So when you become so committed to what you already believe that you refuse to seriously consider information that might actually challenge it, like politics. More specifically, I want to talk about voting again for the Democratic Party or any party automatically, election after election, without really seriously examining all of the viable candidates asking for your vote. Now, some people not going to like this, but they're like, no, because I'm not telling you to become a Republican. That's the first thing people say. You're not to be a Republican. Like, is that the only option? I'm not telling you to be independent. And I'm certainly not telling you which candidate deserves your vote. I'm telling you something that's much more fundamental. Think. Your vote belongs to you, not the Democratic Party, not the Republican Party, not your race, not your culture, and not me. You. And I got to think back, when did voting become automatic? I like to use the 1968 convention in Chicago, but you got to go on and ask the question, when did do we vote after consideration or is it just habit? Because habit should never replace thought. Political parties or organizations, they're not religious. They're not a religion, although y'all act like it. Candidates are politicians. They're not prophets. And voters should never become disciples. And so if you support a party, make them earn your vote. Because the minute a politician or political party becomes convinced that your vote is guaranteed, you've surrendered one of the most important pieces of leverage you have. And if somebody already knows you're going to support them, no matter what they do or don't do, what incentive do they have to compete for your vote? And your vote should not be inherited. It should be earned. Every election, every office, every candidate. Imagine that you're hiring somebody to run a multi-million-dollar organization. Would you say to them, I don't need to see any other resumes, just hire the person from my favorite organization? Of course not. You'd want to know, what have they accomplished? What experience do they have? What mistakes have they made and overcome? Can they lead an organization like this? Can they manage an organization like this? Do they understand the organization's mission and what it's about? What's their plan? That one is important. Can they execute the plan? Then why wouldn't we apply this kind of scrutiny when we're hiring people to exercise governmental power and run $1 trillion organization? That is critical thinking. Your results have to matter. Now, if we've supported the same political party for decades, and we have, you should be able to ask what that support has produced. That doesn't mean every problem is a responsibility of one party or one office holder. Government is complicated. Federal, state, local, county, different powers, socioeconomic conditions may have causes, but complexity can't become an excuse to avoid accountability. Are we satisfied with the results we've been given? If the answer is yes, then examine the candidates, vote accordingly. But if the answer is no, then intellectual honesty requires another question. What needs to change? The point isn't that you have to change parties. The point is that you have to think before you vote. Remember I said that earlier? Think. Listen, you can give away your heart. You can give away your money. You can give away your cars. Give away your clothes. Don't give anybody your mind. Because somewhere along the line, along the way, political identity became equal to culture, race, and religion. Some say, you say something critical about somebody's party, oh my God, they lose their mind. Like you bash their mother. Why? You don't work for the party works for you. At least that's how representative government is supposed to work. Stop asking who you're supposed to vote for and ask better questions. Don't ask who are Democrats voting for. Ask who are the candidates. Don't ask who's the Republican. Ask what's the qualification. Don't ask who did my organization endorse, my union, my whatever. Instead, you need to ask, why did they endorse that person? You shouldn't be asking, who am I supposed to vote for? Don't ask your mother, your father, your cousins, or your relatives. You should ask, who's earned my vote? Period. Those questions require actual work. That means you got to read, you got to compare, you got to investigate. You might even have to listen to somebody you don't like. And occasionally you may consider that the candidate you initially oppose has a good idea, or that the candidate you initially supported doesn't. That's called thinking. You need to make people compete for you. I want every viable candidate asking for my vote to understand this. You don't own it. Tell me what you're going to do with it. Show me what you've already done. I need you to explain your failures, your record, your policies. I need you to tell me how you're going to pay for them. Tell me how they'll improve the lives of all the people you're asking to represent. And then I'm going to compare your answers to everybody else's. That's how we create political leverage. Now let's just cut to the chase. If you're voting Democrat, because after examining the viable candidates, their record, their policies, their qualifications, and you've concluded that the Democratic candidate is the best choice, vote Democrat. It's that simple. Did you vote for David Crowley because he was a Democrat? Did you vote for David Crowley because you didn't want a Democratic socialist? Did you not understand what a Democratic socialist was and just vote for David Crowley because he's black? Because there were other people on the dais in the race that you could have voted for if you vote just race or party or whatever. But don't walk into a voting booth and surrender your judgment to a letter D next to somebody's name, or an R, or an I, or Democratic Socialist. Don't tell me things aren't working and then refuse to investigate alternatives about your complaint. Don't complain about outcomes while refusing to reconsider the process of producing them, your vote. And don't confuse political loyalty with political intelligence. Remember I said think? Democracy doesn't need more automatic voters. It needs informed voters, curious voters, skeptical voters, independent thinkers who are willing to tell every single politician and every single political party, my vote is mine. If you want it, you got to earn it. And if we keep complaining about the same problems in the same community, and we keep demanding different outcomes and keep voting the exact same way, it makes no sense to me. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. We refuse to examine alternatives. I heard something a long time ago. There's a new name for something where people do the same thing and expect a different result every time. That's not called insanity. That's called invincible ignorance.
Has bested Usain Bolt's record in the 100-meter sprint in China. Blink and you'll miss it. The machine ran the 100 meters in just 9.39 seconds over the weekend. Look at it go. When Bolt set the record back in 2009, he ran it in 9.58 seconds. Beijing's hosting its World Humanoid Robot Games. This is where robots compete in a mixture of sports competitions and scenario-based contests. Joining us live from the games right now is CBS News foreign correspondent Anna Corin. Anna, great to see you. Tell us about these events and if you're spending most of the time smiling or absolutely terrified.
That's a good question, Errol. I came in thinking they're all going to be Terminators, but in actual fact, they're very earnest, hard-working robots who are trying to gain our love, and the crowd has certainly been responding to their efforts.
Absolute nonsense. So there was a story that showed humanoid robots in Beijing, China, of all places. Really? So they're leading the world in robot manufacturing, right? So they're talking about this robot. So Usain Bolt is the fastest man alive. He's the fastest man alive, and he ran the 100 meters in like 9 something. Right? I don't keep up with it because I can't run that fast. And he ran and won, and he's the fastest sprinter in the world. So they race robots because Beijing likes building robots. I guess they want to take over the world. Next thing you know, they're going to have armies with robots, and it's going to be the Terminator, but I digress. So this robot ran faster than Usain Bolt. And I thought to myself, but see, the robot isn't the fastest robot in the world. Why is that? Because Usain Bolt's record has to do with the fastest human being in the world, not some knucklehead robot. Now, should it make us scared? Yes. Because if you can you imagine trying to run from something that's trying to kill you, and the robot can run faster than the fastest man in the world? Now, granted, it can't run faster than maybe, I don't know, a cheetah. I think one of those animals was like the fastest animal. It ran like, I don't know, if memory serves me, it's getting kind of old. Like 13 miles an hour or something, or some nonsensical speed. Think about that. That's crazy. But we've seen it. Why is it a big deal that a robot ran faster than a human being? That's like saying, oh my God, look, a car went faster than a person. Really? It's a freaking machine. Isn't it supposed to? But anyway, I just thought that was dumb. I literally thought that was one of the stupidest things I'd ever seen in my life. That we're getting all hype. Hang on. Okay. We're getting all hype about a machine. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Let me check out. Hey, what's up, Willie? Willie has joined us. Todd said the older you get, the more precise your vote has to be. That's true. Because you won't have time to have people come in and fix something, because your time horizon is shorter than the average person and the average voter if they're in their 20s, 30s, or 40s. So you got to make sure whatever they say they're going to give you, you're going to actually be alive to get it. Otherwise, it might be a waste of time. Hey, there he is. What's up? SRRR. We call him SRRR. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real. What's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. He said, I'm late. No, you're not late. If you get here 1 minute before I end, you made it to study hall. I don't know if Kwanda going to be like really supportive of it, but we'll see. He said, oh, hang on. He said, there's a name, got to be a name to this ish. I don't know what they call it. Crowley needs to be more telling on his policies, expand Badger care for those citizens. I'm behind that. Non-U.S. citizens, I'm not. Yes and no. What do you mean by expanding Badger care? What does that mean? Does that mean putting more money into it? Does that mean making more people eligible for it? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Hey, what's up, Sir Chance? Sincere said, heck of a car crash. Okay, I can't recognize what he's saying because he's speaking in code. So let me rephrase that. He's speaking in generational code. So I'm gonna go back and read that. Oh, I get it. So I'm trying to think of a piece of machinery that couldn't beat a person. I mean, did we do this with computers? Oh my God, the computer thought faster. The calculator thought faster. Everybody thought, now this is the other side of the coin, being a contrarian. Everybody has thought that when we invented cars, that the horse and buggy would go out, and it didn't, but it did. Oh my God, people are going to become so lazy, they'll be overweight because they won't be able to, they'll drive everywhere. Well, you're not going to drive everywhere. When calculators came to schools, people lost them. My kids are going to become dumb. They're not going to be able to add up. No, it's not that they can't add or do anything or subtract or multiply. It's that they get to use it and do more complex problems. That's how it helps them. It makes them more efficient and speeds up the process. I guess people forgot about that. Sincere said, but it can't zigzag until they do and have a reactor response system, then hey. Yeah, that's true. Hey, what's up, Anita? What's going on? She said, let me slide in since I'm not late. So she was listening, but she went, okay, I got you. It can only run straight right now. Now, you do understand that was the base models that they had running against them. And when they had the race, they told the companies that this is the specs you have to have for it, right? And so those specs competed. But I'm sure they got robots that can reject, because, they can react faster than we can. Although speed of sound, I don't know. A bullet, I don't know. Maybe a bomb or a grenade or something or something that, dropping shells, they'll hear it blow up and they can track the trajectory and move or protect itself. But other than that, like you said, Sincere said, you can't like zigzag when you run, so you could probably stop it. True D said, I think the most thought to primary elections, parties usually vote as a bloc in government, so it comes down to the lesser of two evils. But that doesn't make any sense. When you talk about the lesser of two evils, the lesser? So, I mean, both of them bad. So why not just pick somebody else? Come up with a third person or come up with the person that you like best. It's like looking at the cup half full or half empty. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I just know that we need to be significantly more informed about what's going on in the world. Otherwise, I don't know. Like, one of the reasons why America has made it this far is because we've been innovative. That's the one thing you can't say about most communist countries. Even though they want to be like America and want to put America out of business and take over, China's not innovative. Yeah, they've mixed a little bit of the communism and the socialism, and they mixed a little bit of the free enterprise and made it look like they're a great country, but they're really not. You don't have a voice to speak out and say, hey, I don't like y'all. You'll disappear. Then you go into some concentration camp and they'll threaten to, I'm just using my imagination. They may threaten to take out everybody or take out your family, take your business from you, all that. And then they return and, oh my God, China's the most greatest place in the world. When in fact, it's not. And so we have to be careful of that, because at some point, it's going to trickle over here. That's why we got democratic socialists, and they put Democrat in front of it, so it'll fool people into thinking they're Democrats. Well, the Socialist Party is willing to give you more social programs. That's not true. Too many social programs becomes communist. So we'll see. I mean, city of Milwaukee's on its way. It's turning into a really, really, really bad reflection of Wisconsin. Like, Milwaukee is they got budget issues that are going to come and bite them in the rear end. I was going to say keister, but anyway, in the rear end, and it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. Jasmine Gooden said, China is far from a great place. It most certainly is far from a great place. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Todd said China is secretly backing the DSA, but not much of a secret. No, it's not. Here's what we got to do. And if you go back and listen to Socialism, the show I did a few days ago, you'll understand that what was socialist then is really communism today. Some of the things Mandami is trying to do is socialism, but it's not going to work. Because if regular mom and pop stores have a 2 or 3% or even 1% profit margin, and you're opening a store in New York that has a 30% profit margin, and you bought your food wholesale, and you use taxpayer money to do it, put a lot of people out of business. And then those people are going to stand in line, and then the lines will get bigger and bigger. You're going to start to say, hey, the government has to save me. And then you get that universal basic income. And I think that'll be the death of us. And I'm not talking about Social Security. I'm talking about universal basic. Everybody gets $25,000. Well, if there's so much money in the economy, we're going to get hyperinflation. Because if everybody got money, that means that the price of my product is going to go up because everybody can buy it. And I'm not going to do volume. I'm going to jack up the price, which means not everybody's going to get. Prices are going to go up. The next thing you know, we'll be in trouble. Jasmine said, I wish people realized about the Democrats, the DSA, and the danger of it. Well, I explained it the other day. If you don't understand what socialism is, we have to be careful of people talking about things that tickle our ear. It sounds really good. It sounds great. It sounds like a utopia. That's the problem. It doesn't take into account people. It doesn't take into account how we respond to things, our behavior, how we act. We keep saying we don't need prisons. But I think one of the things socialists like is we don't want prisons because we want prisons for people who don't do what we say, not people who rob or steal or commit a crime. We want those people because those people are going to be the ones that scare people into having us support them. So think about that. I create an instance where the only group you can call on for help is the government. And then the government puts down a hammer so hard, y'all remember COVID, that people are just destined. Okay, all right, that's our last resort. We'll do it. They give you misinformation that basically forces you to make a decision that's bad for you. And then all of a sudden we'll look up and the machines will have taken over. That's what Ty said, fall in or fall out. It'll be like the old movie, if you ever get to watch it. Escape from New York. It's a great movie. You should watch that movie to see what can happen when the government takes over. I'm just saying. Now, I always remember the movie Escape from New York because it had Adrienne Barbeau, the actress, old school actress from the 70s. She played, was she in All in the Family? I think so. One of them. And yeah. So that was the only reason I watched the movie, because she was in it. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest, being vulnerable. I'm just saying. So, my other comment I wanted to talk about today is a little more controversial. I might save it for tomorrow. And I think I'm going to start it by asking you a poll question about it, and then we will discuss it on tomorrow. This way I'm not causing too much. Snake Plissken. Yep. He was the character on the movie I talked about because I'm too busy reading. They should have remade that movie. I thought they did. Escape from New York. I thought they did. Or else they've made several like similar kind of movies, but they really weren't. Nothing was as good as Escape from New York. I'm sorry. And it was like a B movie at best. I'm just saying. Maybe a B- movie, but it was a good movie because, anyway, Adrienne Barbeau was in it. I'm just saying. So my question that I want to have for tomorrow, that I want to talk about, and there's a question in the chat in YouTube. Do race and culture have a place in Christianity? Oh, she was in Maude. She played the daughter. Okay. Who was she married to? You're right, because Sally Struthers was in All in the Family. She was in Maude. Okay. Notice I didn't notice Maude, right? Okay. So my question, do race and culture have a place in Christianity? Answer that question, because that's gonna be my topic tomorrow. Not my Dr. Ken's Truth, but my actual topic tomorrow. I want to dive into the intersection of race and culture in Christianity. And I'm going to look at it from all points, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. I basically only really know Black and white culture as it relates to Christianity. But I want to examine that. But I need to know from you today in the YouTube chat, in the poll, do race and culture have a place in Christianity? Now, understand what it is I'm asking. I want your interpretation. Does it have a place? I'm going to talk about all that. And so right now, 60% said yes and 40% said no. So we'll dive into it and we shall see. So when we come back, y'all know what's coming up. and she's not even here. Did Jasmine come in yet? Let me see. She didn't come in yet. Jasmine Jazz, where's she at? Oh, well, maybe when I come back with the top 5 before 5, she'll be back. And we're back. Thanks for hanging out in the top 5 at 5. Let me hit the YouTube chat first. Let me see what y'all talking about. China is far from a great place. Yeah, we talked about that. Politics, the smaller local community is fun. China is back in the innovation. She's in Ma. Did you discuss the Babar weather? I'm about to. Sincere said, what's the difference in religion and gangs? There's so many of them and somehow different, and you need to be a member most likely. Babar said, you got jokes. We'll get to it. We gonna jump into it. We will jump into it. All I can say right now is
number 5.
You see it up, my top 5 at 5. I'm going to start throwing them up so you can follow along with me from CBS 58. We Energies has officially and totally lost their mind. Completely and totally lost their mind. Hang on. To the point, y'all need to tell We Energies to go kick rocks. 14%. As the We Energies rate hike proposal nears a public hearing with the Public Service Commission, who's never seen a rate hike they ever said no to. On September 1st, advocacy groups in Milwaukee are demanding that Wisconsinites are not hit with an energy bill some families may find unaffordable. On today, Wisconsin conservation voters held an event outside We Energies office in Milwaukee here, aiming to tell the utility enough is enough. It said from housing to healthcare to groceries to childcare, the skyrocketing costs of living is out of control. And it is. According to a We Energies application submitted to the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin, a consumer's monthly bill would increase by $13 in 2017 and 2018, $8 or $9. And if approved, Schmidt-Ernst says this will be the 6th rate increase since 2020. Rising bills on ratepayers by a crushing 43.4%. That by itself made it a no-go. And in this next story, is this an example of racism?
Number 4.
So you can see the picture here. This is from thegrio.com. You can see the picture here, right? You remember that? Now, minstrelsy, with this demanding and demeaning songs and performers who don't exaggerate, who have red lips that are big and wide, like black people, unsettling toothy smiles, maybe a shameful relic of the past, but its imagery is so seared into American cultural memory that you can spot it a mile away. Or so Target may have just learned. So over the weekend, several pages and blogs reported that the Minneapolis-based big box retailer launched and swiftly removed really quick. A Halloween costume resembling a 19th century blackface minstrel performer after a wave of intense backlash. According to the images circulating online, a $25 kids glows under blacklight circus clown Halloween costume bodysuit. Part of Target's Hide and Eek boutique collection consisted of a baggy orange and black striped bodysuit and a black mesh face mask adorned with a wide snaggletooth exaggerated smile. So what do you think? Is that racist? I don't know. Would you consider something that resembled blackface racist? I don't know. I'm not even torn. I would need to see it. I want to see the display. The problem is they took it down too fast. They took it down because they knew black people wasn't going to go for it. But here's the flip side. Are black people so sensitive that anything black or anything that resembles anything negative we don't like? But then on the other side, you can call each other the N word, the B word, the P word, the C word. Make up whatever words that go with that. And we say it's culture. That makes no sense to me. They say that banging is culture. Wearing your pants the way you do is culture. But you get mad at somebody else that does it. You get mad at the white cop that kills the black person, but you don't get mad at the black person that kills the black person. But what you really should be doing is supporting the victim. I don't know. I kind of see it on both sides. Where I fall on it, I don't think it's really important. I think it's important that we remember that when other people do things, it may not be racist. When other people do things, it might be racist, right? Two competing ideas can be present in your brain at the same time. And so I like this next story because I like to use one of my other phrases, and I know Quanda gonna get mad at me. My favorite word, stupid, because stupid is as stupid does, or at least the judge thought so.
Number 3.
This one will have you going out of your mind. And I read the whole story, and I can go into it. A city attorney's office lawyer has departed after flubbing a major lawsuit that could cost Milwaukee more than $800,000. So, Regal Rexnord, Fortune 1000 company, manufactures electric motors and power transmissions, downtown headquarters, 111 West Wisconsin, got their tax bill, and the company filed a judgment for $832,000, including interest. Well, how did all that happen? Here's how it happened. They had a date. Where paperwork and documents, and I'm paraphrasing, so I may get some of it wrong, where paperwork and documents are supposed to be sent to the judge. The judge is supposed to look at them because they said, hey, that bill is too high. And the city said, no, it's not too high. So the city attorney, the assistant city attorney, the ACA, was supposed to file paperwork and documentation to give to the judge so the judge could look at both sides and then decide, yeah, you need to pay the bill or no, you don't. Well, Regal Rexnord decided, we want a refund. It's too high. You want all this money. We think it should be this or however it went. And they went to court. By the way, it's a great story by Vanessa Swales from Milwaukee Journal Sentinel at JS Online. And so they went to court. And they knew you got this many days to file the paperwork, to file your documentation. And he didn't file it. And when he didn't file it, the judge said, hey, you got to do it. Well, the assistant city attorney asked for a continuance. When they came to court, they said, well, I don't think this kind of, like, I don't think we could do this. Well, we had issues with it, and we had a computer glitch. We got a new update, and the computer glitch caught, right? See, what had happened was, and so the computer glitch, and it fell off the calendar, and there was an electronic issue. We're talking about a assistant city attorney in the city of Milwaukee who's arguing about a tax bill in the neighborhood, more or less $1 million. And the judge filed, hey, y'all didn't do it. You lose the money. Let's just say that city attorney, for whatever reason, I don't know if they resigned or they got fired. I don't know. But they're no longer with the city of Milwaukee city attorney's office. Meanwhile, if the judge rules in favor, they get $832,000 of their tax money back with interest. And that's what we forgot, with interest. And so what it actually shows is that it pays to fight your tax bill. It really does. It pays to fight your tax bill because you never know when somebody might slip in a job and somebody take advantage of it. Next time it might be you.
Number 2.
From CBS 58, a man was charged. Thomas Zalakoffer is the man accused of killing 3 people in 2 shootings on August 8th, appeared in court for a preliminary hearing today so that his 2 alleged accomplices. His cousin, Elena Cole, allegedly housed him for about 3 days before police arrested him. And I'm not going to try to say that Hmong name. Looks Laotian. Apologies. Allegedly drove Zalakoffer from one shooting scene to the next. Huh? Anyway, so they're all in custody. They had a preliminary hearing today. And Zalakoffer faces 7 felonies, including 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, 4 counts of possession of firearm by a felon for the murder of his ex-girlfriend, Vanessa De Herrera, and her friend, Scott Buchholz, near 21st and Pierce. That is terrible. That is terrible. And, everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So that was his preliminary hearing. Cole's next date in court is scheduled for September 29th. And if guilty, Cole could face 12 years behind bars, and the other guy was 10 years. So, and for this final story, my mother always taught me never to speak ill of the dead. But
Number 1.
In case you haven't heard, this from foxnews.com. The former Illinois Sheriff's Deputy, Sean Grayson, you remember him? We talked about him. Died Sunday, serving a 20-year prison sentence for fatally shooting Sonia Massey in her home. His attorney confirmed to Fox News Digital. Grayson's attorney, Daniel Foltz, did not provide further details about his client's death, but before the shooting, Grayson was battling colon cancer. At sentencing, his attorney said the cancer had spread to his liver and lungs. In May, he sought medical release from prison under an Illinois law for inmates with terminal or serious illnesses, and the Illinois Prisoner Review Board denied the request last month. Well, I don't know if you remember him. There was video of it. Jury convicted Grayson, 32, in October of second-degree murder in the 2024 shooting death of Massey, 36-year-old Black woman with mental health issues who called 911 to report a possible prowler outside of her house in Springfield, Illinois. Body cam video released after the July 6, 2024 shooting showed Massey ducking and apologizing moments before Grayson fired 3 shots inside the home, one striking her in the head. Massey called the police before 1 a.m. to report that she believed, or what she believed, was suspicious activity outside her house, 200 miles south of west of Chicago. Grayson and another deputy walked around the property before speaking with Massey at the front door where she told him, "Don't hurt me." Inside, video shows Massey appearing confused as deputies question her, sought identification to complete a report. As they started to leave, Grayson noticed a pot heating on the stove, and he said, "We don't need a fire while we're here." Prosecutors said Grayson later ordered Massey to move the pot of hot water, threatening to shoot her, and then opened fire after she briefly rose from a crouched position. Grayson's partner, Dan Farley, later testified he did not see Massey as a threat and drew his gun only after Grayson did. So I gotta say, I'm not gonna be like, I'm a be professional, I guess. Yeah, I'll be a little bit. I'll be a little bit professional and just say, tell his family sorry for their loss. I don't know. I'm not torn. I'm just not gonna say on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn exactly how I feel. But if you can read through, okay. if you can read through, just discuss. Let me hit this YouTube chat. What's going on? All right. Yeah, we're going to get to that. What's the difference? Talk about that. Please include soil temperatures if you do the weather again. Man, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with Babar? I view religion as being able to explain the unexplainable. Just me. Okay. True D said We Energy's rates are among the highest already. Yeah, they are. Hey, there's Jasmine Jazz West. What's going on? Curly Q said, I'm mad at all of them killing every dang body. What was it? Between Saturday and Monday, they had 6 shootings. 6. So, yeah, it's kind of scary. Todd said, Jazz was at a wedding Saturday. People didn't feel well. Another one yesterday is going around. What's going around? What I miss? Curly Q said the Zollicoffer case is insane. Yes, it is. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Jasmine, thank you. Something wrong with him. Soil temperature. Who in their right mind would have the soil temperature? Anybody? Anybody know anybody that would know the soil temperature? I'm not going to even Google it because it would drive me crazy because it'll probably pop up because Babar know what he's doing and it'll come up as soil. Only Babar. Probably went to sleep anyway. What's the current temperature right now in the city of Milwaukee? It is 75 degrees. Feels like 72 because we don't have a wind, but it's just cooler. High today was 77. The low tonight's going to get to 56. There are some places in central and northern Wisconsin that'll get down to the 30s, if not freezing. So that's the cold air that's coming in from Canada. Meanwhile, if I remember, Phoenix was like 108. Texas was like 107. So there's a trade-off. Luckily, it wasn't here. So I want to say thanks for being here. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Now that Babar finally made it, let me see what he's talking about. Let me see what y'all talking about in the YouTube chat. Jasmine said, when you grow things in the yard, you should know. Okay, I know this is funny, Babar. Get a thermometer and stick it in the dirt and find out what the temperature is. Man, get out of here. This one's for Babar.
Quiet.
Gotta tell it. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Todd, as always, we know it. Hey, God bless. Take care. Babar said, I got one of those. Well, then use it. Use it. More importantly, if anybody gets a hold of Sandra, make sure Sandra gets in touch with me. HackerKinsTruth@gmail.com. All right. Cool. I got to start taking phone calls. I got to figure out how it's going to go. See if I can do it tomorrow. I would hang out a little longer, but I know y'all got other places y'all got to go. Click you, I know. I'm shaking my head. Hey, y'all, God bless. Take care. Be safe. I will see you on the flip-flop. That's called 4 o'clock tomorrow. Central Time. Be here. And don't be late, Babar. I said, is he a chicken head for life? Sorry. I'm out.